My time in Australia was nearly perfect, and when I got to Sydney, it was time to take my dream of making it around the world over land to the next level. But the mighty Pacific Ocean stood in my way, and the only way past it was across it. It was my biggest hurdle yet, but when you truly want something, you'll find a way. And the only way, for me, was a month on a cargo ship. And it was Thomas Jefferson that said, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. And with the exception of the quick 4-hour pit stop in Tahiti, the month at sea quickly became mentally and physically exhausting, and it was truly a grueling way to travel. I was uncomfortable, but whenever I'm uncomfortable, I always think of grapes. They actually grow better in bad soil, because the roots have to work harder to gather nutrients. If the vine has easy access to water, then it won't grow as many roots, which results in watered-down, characterless grapes. It's cliche for me to say that you need to get out of your comfort zone, because that's an easy thing to do for a day or two, or even a week. But I've been living outside mine for 2 years now, and it's really taught me a lot. It would have been really easy to hop on a short flight and get to California the same day I left. But the thing I've learned most is that there's absolutely no substitute for heart. J.R.R. Tolkien's most popular quote is, "Not all those that wander are lost." But maybe the more meaningful one is when he said, "Shortcuts make long delays." I've learned not to give up on my dreams so quickly just because things get hard. Because that's when it gets good. That's where the great grapes grow. And I'd rather spend a back-breaking month on a cargo ship than a minute back at my old corporate job. My dream isn't just to make it around the world. It's also to become the person I'm meant to become. And so challenges like this are the most important ingredient. And sure, I still question if I can go the distance, but the doubts are a lot less frequent now. And this isn't because of any talents I may or may not possess, but because of how hard I'm willing to work. It's true what they say, dreams don't work unless you do. And when I was asked what surprised me most during my 2 years traveling around the world, the answer I came up with was my determination. I really didn't know how deep that well was until I began this journey. And now when an obstacle appears, I don't run from it, I welcome it. I've grown grateful of the bad soil, for all the bumps in the road and all the setbacks. And because of it, I'm all in every moment of every day, squeezing every drop out of life that I can. And so when I crossed under the Golden Gate Bridge as the sun was setting, it was one of the most surreal moments of my life. Because sure, I've been beaten down, but I've also beaten down every obstacle just to make it this far. And when I stepped foot on North America, all I could think about was how happy I was that this wasn't the end of my journey.